Good morning, YouTube community. Hello, thank you for joining me this morning. So I thought I would do another reading for you from the book Fearless Relationships. This one comes from chapter 4, and it's entitled Pray for the Understanding of Others. So as in my other videos, I basically like to read kind of just the snapshots that really jumped out of the page at me and just share them with you guys and see if perhaps some of these nuggets can really help impact your day in a really positive way. So pray for understanding of others. And, I want to put out there that even if your spiritual faith is not one that would involve necessarily formal prayer, there are affirmations, there are universal commitments that different people think about when they think about prayer. Maybe think about it in a different sense of, my affirmation, if that word feels like it's not in alignment with who you identify with. But with that said, I'm going to go ahead and read the chapter as it's written. Does praying for the understanding of others seem too simple to be considered a rule for better relationships? I almost discarded it when it first came to mind, but after thoughtful reflection, I decided to keep it as a rule. The prayer part of this rule is what makes it so important. Think for a moment what the act of prayer is. Prayer quiets the mind. It lessens the hold my ego has over my thoughts. At least for the moment, when I pray, I imagine a vision of God as I understand God, resting yet at attention. I further imagine myself holding out my hands as they cradle the problem that has caused my fear. I can pray in this manner with my eyes wide open, even while still present in the situation that triggered my need to pray. No one has to know I'm praying. I then imagine God taking the problem from me and blowing it away. In the mindfulness community, this could be imagined as a different visual. It could be, I imagine my worries floating away on a cloud in the sky, or potentially floating away on a leaf down a pond or a river or some sort of waterbed. When I return my mind to the present circumstances, whatever they are, they appear different. Prayer is a form of surrender, of giving up, of quieting down. It allows us to hear the inner messenger who understands our need. Being attentive to the messenger and then being willing to carry the message sent assures us that we can do or say the next right thing. The relationship will benefit. We have to be willing to believe that any situation is not an accident, but an opportunity for us to grow. That line out of this book, I'm actually motivated to include in a book that I'll be working on today myself. And in fact, this book kind of inspired me. So I want to put a shout out to Karen Casey if she ever happens across these videos. I love this book because she has done such a beautiful job of breaking down the nuts and bolts of relationship skills, of communication skills, of just developing bonds with people in a very intimate way. And these chapters are, tiny book and then short chapters. So I would say anywhere from 3 to 5 pages generally. And it's motivated me to want to also put together a book more in the arena of building networking and connections and bonding in that very first impression. So this one's more about the continuity of relationships, and it's motivated me to do hey, how do we even get past that first impression? So I'd love to follow her format, and I think it's so powerful to say we have to be willing to believe that any situation is not an accident, but an opportunity for us to grow, that we are meant to be right where we are at any given moment in time. It's safe to say that every problem you and I will have in our lifetime will involve a relationship, even if it's not a primary one. No matter who is on the other end of our turmoil, however, the solution is the same: prayer. Prayer for understanding of that person. Pray for his or her peace and your own. Pray for the willingness to forgive and move on. Every time we do so, we make a contribution that is helping to heal the world. Think about how hard it is to pray for somebody you're upset with. Think about how hard it is to pray for somebody in a moment when you don't feel good. And yet those are the moments you need it the most. And so the touch points from this chapter: prayer quiets our mind, prayer refreshes us, prayer makes it possible for us to see the solution to our problem. Prayer changes every outcome. Prayer changes us. Prayer gives us something to do when we feel lost and afraid. Prayer changes how we see everyone on our path. It seems to change everyone in our life, but it's we who change. The result is the same. Prayer has an infinite power, and prayer will change the course of our history. So hope you enjoyed this video, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.